Welcome to Track Trav. I am Trav. This is the Final Conflict, Season 1, Episode 4, Avatar. Not a multi-million-dollar movie franchise, but a late 90s TV show made by the same creator who created Star Trek. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the episode. It was a really great episode. I'm so surprised by how good these Earth Final Conflict episodes are. So I'm not going to go for a play-by-play. So if you want to watch it, it is on Amazon Prime, I believe. And we are introduced to the concept of a prisoner drawing Talon symbols on the wall. Da'an calls Boone and Lily in. They instantly recognize it as Talon symbols, although the prisoner has escaped. And he escaped by literally controlling his body to be dead, as in rigor mortis dead, and then come back to life, using what we later find out to be a CVI in order to do this. He believes that he is some sort of Talon crusader, and he's trying to stop the liar or deceiver, of whom he believes is Da'an. Boone and Lily lead chase. They try to track him. He tries to manipulate Boone by talking about his wife, and finds out and realizes that Boone may not be who he seems in terms of control by the Talons. Sandoval has his skrill removed from his arm. He hacks into the Talon system, so James Pike, the criminal, can control Sandoval's skrill, and he is going to assassinate Da'an in a conference, which we find out is in a group of people. He uses a hologram to communicate with Da'an in the companion hub, and then Da'an uses the same trick back to basically fool him into thinking he's being shot. So the story is pretty good. James Pike at the end says to Boone, "You are now the one who will bring their deceit to light, and the sleeper is coming." So we've got some foreshadowing for later in the season. We know Boone is trying to find out why the Talons are there. Really good sort of science fiction elements. Finding out that the CVI will kill Boone after about 2 years will make him go crazy. Sandoval finding out the same thing and going to see Major Barrick's character, the Doctor, trying to find out when he's going to die, and she sort of looks like, oh, this isn't normal CVI Sandoval behavior, because he's scared. Boone finds it out and sort of is nonchalant. He's like, well, I'm not going to think about it. It's not an issue. It is definitely an issue. Da'an is seen being very sort of secretive here, not fully explaining. When Da'an is shown the wall that James Pike, the prisoner, drew in his cell with his own blood, which is quite cool, Da'an basically realizes that there's a story here, tells Boone the story about the deceiver and the truth teller, but doesn't mention the monster in the bottom, which I'm gathering is the sleeper. It's a fantastic sort of setup, but also really good to see them sort of establishing the lore of the CVI and how it affects people when they use it, because obviously it overstimulates the brain, keeps them thinking faster, remembering faster, overuses it, and eventually wears it out. The highlight of this episode was Da'an going to the prison and seeing how humans treat prisoners, and how people who are disturbed, we don't help them, we just shove them in cages, which I think is a really good thing to deal with. Not many shows deal with that kind of topic. And Da'an offers compassion to a murderer and then goes, I don't understand this predilection. Your freedom rests on locking up people and not helping them. And it's a very Gene Roddenberry idea that we should help everyone. We should help prisoners. We should help anyone who's having trouble. And it's woven in this episode with his mental illness and sort of using that as prisoners don't go to jail and get better, they get crazy. Which is proven true in most countries that don't have some sort of psychological treatment or mental health treatment in order to solve the problem. As an episode of Earth Final Conflict, it's once again pushing Boone's story. There's more going on than what he knows about the Talons, and there's definitely a ton of information that he really, really enjoys. well, doesn't really enjoy, but a ton of information that he doesn't know, but he's receiving, and he's like, oh, what the hell is going on here? Lily, of course, is still one of my favorite characters. She has Boone's back. She's the one who comes in and tries to take people down. She's the pilot. It's just a really good episode, and Da'an herself, or himself, is a great pool of knowledge. At the end of the episode, we see Da'an summarizing things going on and things happening. She's talking about prisoners. She's talking about humanity. She's kind of the voice for the show, which I find really interesting. James Pike himself, which is obviously, I'm gathering, a Star Trek reference, is a really great... the actor's been in a few things. I'm not sure what, but he's really good. And he plays that psychotic man really well, but there's so much mystery around what his abilities are, what he can and can't do. What does this mean for Boone and for Sandoval? Sandoval obviously going to Dr. Bellman, who is Major Barrett, and sort of showing his fear is a really interesting side to Sandoval we see, because it's good to see someone who we perceive as maybe being the bad guy showing vulnerability. In terms of the episode, loved everything about it. The first 4 episodes of this series have hands down been really good. I actually forgot how good the first 4 episodes of this season are. I think I primarily watched the pilot, but there's a lot of issues we deal with today, sort of cultural issues. There's a lot of sci-fi elements that are really interesting. The Talons themselves and the Companions are really interesting. Boone's a compelling character. Lily's a compelling character. This show is firing all thrusters throughout these 4 episodes. And I really recommend giving it a watch. I'm pretty sure it is on Amazon Prime. Otherwise, you can still find some DVDs around on eBay and such. I have all 5 seasons. And I have been, very English, I have been Trek Trav. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and come back next Sunday for Earth Final Conflict Season 1, Episode 5. Have a great night.